and welcome to Generally Speaking, the podcast that bridges the world of pop culture and personal development. I am your host, Jennifer Snook. I am so happy to be here with you today, especially because it is a very special day, everybody. We are live and in person with our beloved Christy. Yeah. We are here together in our hometown, well, hometown adjacent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's amazing.
We are hometown adjacent. We have my mom sitting standby and Christy's daughter sitting standby, and we are all here. So, how do you feel?
I'm excited. We're matching.
We're matching. Good. We are all matching. So, all right, we are going to dive right in. We are diving in. Here's what's been happening in my world.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I mean,
we start with
we are fully just looking at places constantly. That's all we're doing right now is looking for places.
I can't believe we didn't get into that house.
and relocate. Well, because they didn't want our dog.
Oh,
that's what it was about. They didn't want the dog, and there's priorities in life.
Well.
Anyway, the Olympics.
I can't wait to see how it turns out.
The Olympics begin tonight. Are you watching?
Yeah. Well, the ceremonies are happening now.
Celine Dion is.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, that's amazing.
This is like the big comeback for her.
Yeah. I didn't see her documentary.
Well, you need to.
Yeah.
Because it is so. I watched her documentary, and I have to tell you, just from my own experience, like when you live with a disease like she's living with stiff person syndrome. And when you live with a disease that other people don't understand and you go through personal agony with it, it is so hard to process. So watching what she went through with that whole thing was so amazing. And do you remember were you watching Beverly Hills when what's her name, Yolanda Foster was going through all of her stuff, and that whole Munchausen stuff came
right
up. And I was still fully healthy at that point, and I remember the way they were talking about it. I remember kind of relating to, like, I was like, yeah, I don't really get it, but now I kind of do get it, because back in the day they were talking about, why is it that in one moment she's talking about how she's in so much pain, and the next minute she's out like posting picking the lemons and posting these amazing pictures, like life is so incredible, right? And I remember back then, because that was pre my health struggle, being confused kind of by that whole thing too. But once you go through something like that and you really go through a health struggle, you kind of get it, because when those moments happen in your life that you are tethering to and feel so alive in, you want to remember them and you want to capture them. So you post something like that. You post like, I'm having the most amazing time.
Right.
But it's because you kind of want to memorialize that.
Right. And you realize how important your health is. You realize how important your health is.
So people can say, oh, you're having this, you look like you're having the most amazing time. But that doesn't mean that 20 minutes before that, you weren't feeling like absolute shit. Or 20 minutes after that, you weren't feeling like absolute shit.
Right.
So anyway, so going through that, it's kind of like, that's what life is. Like, you can have a whole lot of judgments about something until life happens to you. And that's kind of like where karma comes in. And I think your karma is actually created by your own judgment. You know what I mean? Like, people say karma is a bitch, but you create your own karma. And your karma is created by your own judgment, because if you create a bunch of judgment around something, the universe will bring it back to you to teach you the lesson about that. Oh, look who's talking off camera.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Quiet, kids. Quiet on set.
Quiet on the set. Well, I'll watch it and I'm excited. So yeah, USA.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have stuff to report on Jeff Lewis.
Okay, before we get into Jeff, I do. I'm totally standing by for that. But can we talk about? Did you hear that Ben didn't show up for Jen's big birthday?
Yeah,
I was heartbroken.
Her Bridgerton themed birthday.
I have to tell you, and
I am watching Bridgerton.
I have not started it yet.
I'm on season 2.
No, but can I tell you, I'm about ready to start it. And do you know that I was at the salon and I was in our shampoo chair, and I looked up and we have big
TVs
screens
on the ceiling.
TV. And Bridgerton was playing. And literally between the time that I started getting my hair washed and finished getting my hair washed, I was like, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm on season 2 and almost done. And then, so what you want to do is watch season 1, season 2, then you watch Queen Charlotte, then you finish with season 3.
Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to keep me.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to keep me tethered to that.
Yeah, I saw that he wasn't at her birthday.
He wasn't there. I'm sad.
I know.
bummed about it. Did you know?
I'm
I'm
gonna grab my glasses.
The experience that my mom had with J-Lo.
Yes.
You know, everybody talks so
Yeah.
much trash about J-Lo and how she's not kind and not generous. But Mom, you had an experience with J-Lo, didn't you?
At the grocery store.
At the grocery store.
Yeah, Jen told the story.
She asked her. My mom asked her where the relish was.
And didn't know it was J-Lo.
My mom had no idea. My mom knows about 4 celebrities, like Barbara Streisand,
Jen.
Barbara Streisand. She was watching American Idol at the time, right? That's why you were really kind of tuned in on J-Lo at the time. You were into American Idol and you'd started watching that. And so she was like into J-Lo.
Yeah.
And she knows like that. And maybe you know a couple others. What other ones do you know?
What other ones?
Celebrities.
Oh my goodness, I know
Like,
celebrities.
but what other ones are you like would really know?
I would really know.
Come on,
Like if she was out, I mean,
Mom, who would you
who's
know?
your favorite celebrity?
Guys too. Okay.
See?
Denzel Washington.
Oh,
I like Denzel Washington.
you do?
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
I just think he's a great actor and I think he's cute.
You do?
No, but she was very sweet. I asked her where the
The relish
relish
was.
was.
And she didn't know at
She
first.
didn't know, and she goes, "Oh, I don't know."
And then,
And then all of a sudden, I hear this, "Hey," and I turn around. and she
Aisles
goes-
away is J-Lo showing you where the relish is.
Yeah.
hey, it's down
And
here.
she goes, "It's right here. I was looking for it and I found it. It's right here."
So sweet.
So sweet, right?
Yeah, I thought that was really cute of her. And she was with her mom and her twins.
And you were with Carly.
I was with Carly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And I
when,
got reprimanded by Carly. No, because my cousin from Brazil was there.
yeah, our Brazilian cousins were there.
Yeah. And Carly just got on my case saying, "Grammy, don't bother the movie stars."
Don't bother the movie star.
Yeah, don't bother the movie stars. And I thought, I'm not bothering her. I just didn't.
I need
know-
to know where the
but
relish is.
truthfully-
That was J-Lo, Grandma, didn't you? know?
J-Lo.
Didn't you know who you were talking with?
No, but truthfully, Carly told me that, no, my mom didn't know.
And Carly was telling her.
Because J-Lo was totally like just dressed down.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
she wasn't
Jenny
all,
from the block.
she was just like in leggings and a t-shirt
Right,
and her
of
hair
course.
was pulled back. She was
Yeah.
Right.
totally low key.
Yeah.
So my mom just thought she was talking to anybody in the
Anyone in
grocery
the-
store.
right.
But Carly was in the store with my mom at the same time and heard J-Lo's voice and recognized. So she was looking for my mom and then she heard my mom's voice and she's like, "Who's my grandma talking to? That sounds familiar."
Right.
Carly looks down the hall and she
J-Lo.
sent me a picture of Graham's talking to J-Lo in the grocery store.
I love it. I love you. Good story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
hilarious.
Ben and Jen.
I know.
I
Ben
didn't know
and
that
Jen.
they're having problems.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh.
no wedding ring wearing. They're selling the house, right?
It's
Oh, what a shame.
I
no,
know.
it's a heartbreak.
It's very sad.
I'm very heartbroken about
I know Jen has been,
Who do you think initiated it?
who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Mom, push that thing to the side a little bit. Twist it
Towards us.
towards us. Yeah, perfect.
Got it. Okay.
You know what else I think needs absolute credit given to it? Do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the tie that Andy Cohen wears on Watch What Happens Live? Like more than any other tie.
No.
It is like striped gingham situation. It looks like an Easter egg.
Is
It's
it green?
pastel colors.
Green, light green?
No.
Oh, then no.
No,
That's what he wore last night, I think.
No, I'm just telling you, Andy has a tie that has gotten so much airtime over at the last 5 years. And I think that it deserves its own very special shout out. It is just the most beautiful tie, and he gets so much mileage out of that tie. And every time he wears it, I'm like, God, that tie makes him look good.
You need to send me a picture.
It is it looks like if an Easter
An
egg could
Easter
be a
egg with a
tie,
tie.
it is, that's it. That's absolutely it. Speaking of wonderful things, have you started watching Dubai yet?
No.
Because I have.
You
But
have.
I'm kind of watching it on the lowdown. Like I'm not like
What
I
episode?
don't claim to know enough about it to even like
It's just background noise.
I don't want to I don't think I know enough about it yet to give an
Is
opinion.
this your first time ever watching?
I've watched it sporadically a little bit.
I watched season 1. What is this, season 3?
I think this is season 3. I think maybe I watched
I could
season
get
1.
into it.
I don't
but
think
I'm just
I don't think I watched 2, but this 3 is interesting.
I think so.
Speaking of big things that are happening, did you see the post?
Teresa's.
Okay, let's look at it. Because I'm going to tell you something. This brought me joy like no other. Truthfully, the fact that this lunatic posted this was more than I could take. I sent it to you, right?
You did. I've got, yes.
Was that
you
the
did.
first? Did you see it before I
No,
sent it to you?
because I was working and then I got it and I went, what is Jen sending? And I went, oh my God.
Did you see it? So she posts, I have been on, also, did you see the quotes wrong? I have been on The Real Housewives of New Jersey for the last 14 seasons, and during that time, I have seen and been a part of my fair share of drama with my castmates. Disclaimer. What is happening off camera on social media is absolutely disgusting and is fueled by toxic people who are not affiliated with the show or the hold on. Toxic people who are not affiliated with the show. The most toxic person is her.
Right.
And her band of bozos. And they're fully associated with the show and are only interested in promoting themselves by spreading their hate through false narratives and lies. But I can only assume that she is speaking about people like us. People like Chrissy.
Right,
People like
Christy
Christy.
Balls.
People, yeah, those of us that can see through her BS and call her out on it. So she's trying to manipulate the narrative and call it hate through false narratives
And I
and
feel
lies.
like we're just recapping. We are.
All we're doing is just stating the obvious.
Right.
All we're doing is stating the obvious.
Exactly.
All we're doing is looking at her deplorable behavior and stating the obvious, right? She goes on to say, it has affected all of us on the cast and our families. They are attacking our children. I don't think anyone's attacking their children. Going after our businesses, and they are turning on something that is supposed to be entertaining into something that is very dark and toxic. This hate and toxicity has to stop. I'm asking everyone to stop engaging in all negativity towards my castmates and all of our families. Well, she's asking them to stop.
Right.
Doesn't
what
it
you're
have
doing
to start with you?
right.
And how about the fact that you sit there and you created, now she's saying that she wants to stop the monster that she has created? It's horrible. Okay, moving over to Orange County. The show opens at the end of Gina's, the meetup with Gina and Jen with two N's.
At the coffee shop.
Yes, exactly.
Gina's going to her car.
Gina's fired up.
Yeah.
She is fired up.
And she says, I don't have time for your bullshit. Fuck this girl.
Yeah.
And she calls Emily to complain.
Yeah. And because she lived in a casita. And she
Right.
doesn't.
Right.
She's like, I lived in a casita and this chick is getting, extensions and getting her tracks tightened. She doesn't get it.
And then Jen goes to her car and FaceTimes Shannon.
Yes, exactly. And tries to elicit some sympathy there.
Right.
Which she gets a little bit of.
And Emily says, I am no longer here to try to educate Jen on how not to be an idiot or a ding dong or something, she's like ripping on her.
I know. They're kind of, I know. They give her no grace.
Right.
They give her no grace at all.
Yet.
And then, are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Are you ready for some flag football? And then they all play football. Do you consider yourself athletic?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you've always been athletic.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember when we did that?
I played field hockey.
Do you remember when we did like
Yes.
sixth grade?
What was it called?
Uh,
Jesus, what was it called?
it was called Fall Game.
Fall games, and we went
Fall
against
game.
different schools.
And all
we
of
had
our
shirts.
Yes, we had shirts. Ours were green.
Oh,
Ours were green, and all of our schools
It was
competed against. It was like the Olympics, and that's kind of funny. Like we have the
Yeah.
Olympics kicking off today,
Right.
but fall games were kind
Yeah,
of
we
like
went
the
against
Gilroy
Rutgers
Unified.
School,
Yes,
yeah.
they were our school district Olympics, and they picked like the best athletes out of the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade.
Tommy Lujan.
And you and I remember we were both in the sixth grade fall game,
Yes,
and
Michelle Howe.
we kicked ass that year.
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
we
God.
did all of the different events.
Right.
I remember we even did archery.
Are you still on?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're talking.
God.
Yeah, we go off.
Look,
into
my mom just
tangents.
woke up.
So are you still on? Yes, we go into little tangents.
Mom
off.
just woke up, everybody.
We bring it around and we come back. So yeah, so now they're gonna play flag football
They're gonna
and everyone's showing up and
Okay, moving over to Orange County. The show opens at the end of Gina's,
Yes.
the meetup with Gina and Jen with two N's.
Yes, at the coffee shop.
Yes, exactly.
Gina's going to her car.
Gina's fired up.
Yeah.
She is fired up.
And she says, I don't have time for your bullshit. Fuck this girl.
Yeah.
And she calls Emily to complain.
Yeah. And because she lived in a casita and she
Right.
doesn't.
Right.
She's like, I lived in a casita and this chick is getting, extensions and getting her tracks tightened.
And then Jen goes to her car and FaceTimes Shannon.
Yes, exactly. And tries to elicit some sympathy there.
Right.
Which she gets a little bit of.
And Emily says, I am no longer here to try to educate Jen on how not to be an idiot or a ding dong or something, she's like ripping on her.
I know. They're kind of I know. They give her no grace.
Right.
They give her no grace at all.
Yet.
And then are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Are you ready for some flag football? And then they all play football. Do you consider yourself athletic?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you've always been athletic.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember when we did that?
I played field hockey.
Do you remember when we did like
Yes.
sixth grade?
What was it called?
Jesus,
what was it called?
It was called Fall Game.
Fall games. And we went
Fall
against
game.
different schools.
And all
we
of
had
our
shirts.
Yes, we had shirts. Ours were green.
Oh.
Ours were green, and all of our schools
It was
competed against. It was like the Olympics, and that's kind of funny. Like we have the
Yep.
Olympics kicking off today,
Right.
but fall games were kind
Yeah,
of
we
like
went
the
against
Gilroy
Rutgers
Unified.
School,
Yes,
yeah.
they were our school district Olympics, and they picked like the best athletes out of the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade.
Tommy Lujan.
And you and I remember we were both in the sixth grade fall game,
Yes,
and
Michelle Howe.
we kicked ass that year.
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
we
God.
did all of the different events.
Right.
I remember we even did archery.
Are you still on?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're talking.
God.
Yeah. We go off.
Look,
into
my mom just
tangents.
woke up.
So are you still on? Yes. We go into little tangents.
Mom
off.
just woke up, everybody.
We bring it around and we come back. So yeah, so now they're gonna play flag football
They're
and everyone's showing up, and Tamara says that she can't wait to see what stupid outfit Shannon has on.
Well, because
Tamara's a fuck.
she knows that Shannon is. Shannon does always kind of go
Right, like
over
how
the
remember,
top.
didn't she do the rocker? She was a rocker person before they went to a
Yes.
bar.
So you can't.
Okay, but
Of
I feel like
course
she
there-
was talking shit though. She wasn't saying it like
Well, I think
can't
it's
wait.
because she knows that Shannon is going to go over the top because Shannon
She
does.
was saying it in a negative way though.
Well,
But whatever.
yeah.
And now Tamara says, I can be around Shannon and be cordial.
Yeah. So there's Team Tamara and Team Emily,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Destroyers and Team Love. And then Jen tells all the ladies at the table about how Gina came for her at that meeting. But then the games begin and Jesus.
Heather's the ref.
Heather's the rest.
in the polyester shirt.
Which is kind
and
of
a
perfect
whistle.
for her.
Perfect for her.
Perfect
I
for
loved
her.
it.
Totally. And then after, then it's let the games begin, and Jesus Jugs snakes Shannon's flag. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Along with everything else in her life.
right.
And then after the game, then Shannon asked if Jesus Jugs is really talking about her sex life with John and about whether or not, and they said, yeah, she was, and that she said that they have sex 4 times a day.
Right. And yeah, right.
There's no way John
Jeez.
Jansen is having sex 4 times a day
62 years old, isn't he?
without some kind of,
Of course, and then it goes to Shannon in the confessional saying, I don't believe it. What pills is he taking? Well,
Honestly,
there are pills that help, but
there are pills.
4 times a day is a crock of shit, Alexis.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And truthfully, you have to think about the fact that, there is like a high when you first start going out with someone, like maybe they are like all ramped up on it. And then
when you're 30.
What a dynamic though, to have her come in talking about that and then have Shannon trying to process all of that after everything she just came off of
Right,
with that relationship.
right.
It's a lot.
And poor Shannon has to hear all this. And, when you break up with someone, there's no communication and she has to be with Alexis and
she can't
now
escape it.
Shannon's talking about how she goes to her gym with a personal trainer and John Jansen still goes.
John Jansen is going and then Alexis is sitting there in front of all of Shannon's friends talking about her trainer at her gym. And truthfully, it is Shannon's gym. And Shannon's like, that's where I've been going for like forever.
Yeah. But Alexis is trying to say, well, Shannon hasn't been here for 3 or 4 weeks.
And she doesn't own the gym.
Yeah. But the trainer called Shannon and said, I don't want any drama here.
I don't want any drama.
And he said that to Alexis and John.
Because Alexis said, I'm a Christian woman.
I'm a Christian woman.
I'm a Christian woman. And he said, does a Christian woman talk about how many times they have sex a day?
Right.
And then John
loses his mind.
But that is textbook John, isn't it?
And he says, fuck you, bud.
I think John Jansen lacks all creativity. Like, I think he has a playbook. Like, he thinks that this is how you do life.
Right.
This is how you show up. And that's why he has taken, like, even it came out on this last episode that everything that he's doing, Mom,
no, she's not.
Wow, that was a heavy deal. But it's come out on this, episode that everything that he's done with Alexis, he did with Shannon.
Same restaurant, same hotel,
same hotels, same birthday celebration, same everything. Get creative. Come up with something
take her
new.
to Yosemite. Right? I mean, there's so many places.
Different.
Exactly.
I mean, do you have to be so fucking predictable?
Right.
It's painful.
Jesus Jugs loves it though.
Jesus Jugs loves it. She is milking it for everything it's worth.
Right. So now everyone's sitting at the table and Gina.
So it's after
the game.
Game's over.
Right. And then Jen, and it's all about Gina and Jen talk. Jen's asking everybody, have you heard what Gina's saying about me?
Yeah.
And talking about how horrible it is because she says,
and everybody's like, yeah, we've heard.
And she's saying how horrible it is because Gina was in that situation before too, going through a divorce, living in the casita. Yeah. And she's basically like,
and she thought that Gina would be able to relate. Right.
Right. Give me a break.
And Gina, you can see that Gina on one level can relate, but in the next breath,
and her professional level,
in the professional level,
your business.
Yeah. And her credibility.
Right.
And when someone doesn't pay their rent, when you vouch for them, you put your credibility in a question.
So I think she learned 2 big lessons. Gina did also in this. Don't talk shit about your clients to the world and don't vouch for people.
Right. But I do think that then they kind of came around because I think maybe Gina was a little bit like hypersensitive about this whole thing because of what she's going on because of what's been going on with Travis.
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
And when you go through something, everybody kind of thinks that nobody should have an easier path than they do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really struggled through this. Like, why should it be easier for you? And why should you be able to have a
husband who's paying your $12,000 a month mortgage.
Right.
Until he didn't.
So, but then she came around and she gave her a hug and they
Yes.
eventually squashed shit
I'm
in
glad.
that conversation, which was great. But
Yeah.
like, also, like, I'm genuinely really wondering if this whole narrative between Gina and Travis is authentic or if it is.
For the show. I think it's real. Especially after last night's ending. I think it's real.
Yeah, I don't know if it is because I genuinely think that
She needs a storyline.
desperately.
Always.
She didn't have any.
No.
What did
Ever.
What did she
I
have
mean,
left?
she really, she
But
just
what
had
did
the
she have
deep-
left? Okay, so Gina has she's in this happy relationship. She has this family that lives in this small house. She's not drinking anymore. She has nothing. What else?
She had the Jen thing and that was it.
What does
right?
she
But
have?
yeah.
What does she have?
Yeah.
She has absolutely nothing. She has nothing to tether to. So I really think that she was probably panicking, thinking, if I don't come up with some juicy storyline,
I'm out of
I'm
here.
out of here.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make sense for her and Travis if they knew that they were solid to say, hey, let's kind of like
Ruffle us. Yeah. That's Jeff Lewis thinks it's fake too.
does he?
Yeah, he thinks it's fake.
The only reason I genuinely think it's fake is because I think she was probably panicking, thinking if I don't create some kind of
Right.
something in my life, then why
Why
would anyone still
yeah,
be interested?
exactly.
Because like, what do you have? What does she have aside from her fledgling realtor career?
Right.
Like last season, it was the beginning of the fledgling realtor career. What
Mhm.
comes after that?
Yeah.
Like, we're still building that career, but the kids are fine. The relationship with the ex is fine. Everything's kind of fine in her life. Like, how exciting is that?
Yeah.
So I think maybe she was just trying to create a little upset. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope I feel like they were a great couple.
Yeah, I like them together. So Tamara chimes in and says, Jen married very young and she never had to pay for things. you know?
Right.
And they were asking her, when did you get your first credit card?
And she said,
I
"I've
never
never
had
had
one. Right?
I've never had one. And there is, I mean, to be honest, in my most truthful self, I can kind of relate to that. Like when you, from a young age, and if you're in a relationship where someone always kind of
Right.
helms that,
Yeah.
then you are kind of like, it's almost like a passenger, you know what I mean? A passenger in somebody
In
else's
your own-
experience.
Right.
And then you have to kind of learn that like life isn't going to wait for you and you have to kind of step up and
that's what she's learning.
right. That's the journey.
Yeah. She says it's scary to be 46 and to learn, to
It
learn
is.
this.
It is.
Right?
It is.
What people learn in their 20s.
Exactly.
So Jen talks about how she's $24,000 behind on her car payment. And then Ryan says that he's going to absorb her car payment
Right.
for her.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a bunch of shit because if she was, they want to make Ryan look like he's saving her. But if he was saving her, he would have taken over her car payment when it was starting to happen.
Right.
Right?
Not now when
Not
we're
now.
already $24,000
Behind.
upside down.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
I'll
So-
just absorb it into mine.
Right.
No,
No.
he's
They're just trying to make Ryan look like he's all good.
no, he's a con artist extraordinaire.
So Gina starts talking about her relationship with Travis and she's saying that they're separating. Right.
I'm not breaking up.
No, because she says she feels bad. If she has extra money, she wants to spend it on her kids and she doesn't have enough to do.
But it doesn't, it still doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
Tamara says, nobody that I've known that has been dating for 4 years breaks up and stays together.
then Jen and West Coast Louie try to top that Tamara and Eddie bathtub scene.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. It was
And he's sitting there. Did you see him take her top off?
yeah, and
throws it on
No, I know.
I mean,
know.
truthfully, I feel like Eddie and Tamara were off the hook at that point.
Right.
I feel like those two jumped the shark,
yeah,
superseded everything that they
Gross.
had done before.
gross.
Then Emily does a sexy photo shoot as a gift to Goofy Shane.
It's her
For their-
second one. Remember she did
Yes.
it before?
When she said she was 40 pounds heavier, I think she said.
I think her body's been rocking every.
And she said
Every
that she
weight.
said that she was a lot more confident then, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, because she starts talking about how heavy it is for her who works out every single day. She says,
Right.
because I never want to go back.
Right, because now she's terrified about taking a day off.
Yeah.
But because she doesn't want to slip back. But truthfully, she's always been beautiful. Even when she was 40 pounds heavier,
Same.
she's been my
I even
favorite.
like her when she was a little heavier.
She's been my favorite all along. But I
Same.
can, life is a series of ups and downs, and you can kind of see where she's like, I don't want to go back. He's a trip though.
I like him.
They're
They're silly. Their love language is amazing. They just rip on each other.
They do rip on each other. And also her daughter's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's like the mini Shane.
Yeah.
The mini Shane. And also I think that he is really proud of Emily.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I think he loves her.
Yeah, they're good.
Don't
together.
you?
Right.
I really do. Sutton shows up and gave Gina a lesson on Georgia and golf and the Masters.
That was funny.
And how she got to know Katie, the golf master. Sutton asked her how it's been going with Heather. And that's when she mentioned, did you see that tag photo?
Yeah.
Like she posted.
Katie says that she became friends with Heather because she met her through Gina, right?
No, she met her through
through
Sutton. She
And
met her
then-
through Sutton. But that the next day, like Heather had posted a photo and then tagged the
What-
new girl Katie. But
On
Katie wasn't in the picture.
because she liked it the night before. Gina said last night on Watch What Happens Live that she thinks that Heather was looking at it and didn't mean to tag. Like she went to find her to follow her,
Right.
but she accidentally tagged her. But it was still, can you imagine going, holy shit, what is Heather doing?
Okay, back up. Say that again.
So Katie liked Heather's photo, woke up in the morning, she's tagged, but Gina said she was with Heather and she was trying to find Katie on Instagram so Heather could follow her back. And she accidentally tagged her in a photo. But can you imagine Katie waking up going,
Why
"What
are you
the hell
tagging
is
me?
this?"
100%.
Right?
100%.
Yeah. So, and Sutton tells her, you don't want to go against Heather, which
Yeah.
she's going to, which we see, and I can't wait.
Then Emily sits down for a chat with Shane about his health and his eating habits.
Right.
She's worried.
He's on the other side of the spectrum. Yeah, she's like, men your age. She said she walked in the other day and he was saying, my heart hurts.
And she
Pain.
said he was doubled over.
Yeah. And she said, men like you have heart attacks on the golf course.
And he says, well, I don't golf, but truthfully,
it.
you know the
Yeah,
point
exactly.
she's trying to make.
Yeah,
is
they're
that,
on
like,
the
but
opposite
why in
sides of the
God's name
spectrum.
would he be doubled over in pain if there wasn't something wrong?
Exactly.
You're not doubled over in pain if everything's okay.
No, he's loving the Chick-fil-A and all the shitty food.
Then it's move out day for Travis,
Mhm.
and he is literally moving out.
Right. It was sad. He cried. He cried real tears. He did. He feels overwhelmed, he said. And Travis says, we go from one family unit to adult dating, which is exactly what they're doing. So
If anyone can hear this, that is my mother snoring.
you can't hear it.
I can hear it.
We can hear it. I don't know. Maybe. She's catching up on her sleep. She said she didn't sleep well last night.
Look at her.
I know.
She didn't sleep well last night. She kept me up all night last night.
I know.
She kept me up all night last night. And now she's sleeping. This is so typical.
So, okay, so now they're faced with reality, and Gina just says she needs space from Travis's past also. Because she can't take what's
Well,
happening
she got
with his
it.
ex-wife.
He
Yeah,
drove away.
yeah,
And she sat there.
right.
And so now we will see if that was genuine or planned for the show.
Right. All right. So now what? Now we have questions. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So now we are moving on to our question and answer period, ladies and gentlemen. Mom,
I can't believe that that's getting into your pod.
Well, we'll see if it's getting into the pod. It kind of looks like I don't know, a tooth here when I look straight ahead. I think it's just because it goes in and it's a shadow. So I have a tooth. All right.
So
now-
if anyone's thinking I'm missing a tooth back here, I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Exactly.
Okay, Bev.
Toothless, not homeless.
Toothless,
Homeless, not
not-
homeless. Homeless, not toothless.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, this is a very obvious question and something that I hear asked all the time, but I'm gonna ask you. What would you tell your younger self?
I think you've already asked me this episodes ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
What
well, let's see if
and
let's
you
see if
did.
the-
And
let's
it's
see if the
true.
answer
And I
is
got the same
consistent.
thing in my head.
Okay.
Not to worry about, remember I said that my dad, Mike, he said,
Oh,
thunder
your
thighs, right?
I do remember
I just
that.
had that flashback. So yeah, I wouldn't care about my leg size. You already asked me.
Okay,
this.
but not about what someone else says to you. I'm talking about what would
Right.
you, knowing what you know now about life, what would you say to yourself if you could guide yourself? Not about what someone
I
else
would
said to
say
you.
go to college. I should have stuck with college, maybe. Not that I don't love doing the succulents, but I would love to make a lot more money doing something that I was I'm educating myself in this life.
Okay, what about your own just like personal growth? What about from a
Oh,
personal
right.
growth
My
standpoint?
gen and the rooted in growth, rooted in love. What would it, I don't know.
But like a life lesson that you would share with yourself that you know now that you didn't know then.
A life lesson.
That you know now that you
Right.
didn't know then, that you think could help you. You know, that could have facilitated your life in a
Right.
way that you didn't have then.
Right. Learn how to stick up for yourself. Is that something? Learn how to.
Don't ask, tell me.
Yeah. I think it would be learning how to stick up or live my truth.
To
and
trust,
say,
to trust
what
trust
I know.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. To
Trust what
yes,
your
to
intuition.
trust your truth.
Exactly.
Yes. I say that all the time. There's nothing more important than trusting.
Yeah, and I know
yourself.
that now.
Yeah.
But my little 13-year-old, 14-year-old.
Right. But that's like better late than never, right?
Exactly.
Better late than never.
All right,
Bev?
do you have a question for us?
Bev, you have anything to ask the two of us?
Why have you been friends all this time?
Why
Why
have
did you like stay friends?
What made us stay friends all of this time? I think we're cut from the same cloth.
We are covering the same cloth.
And our humor, our history of people and Jen will call and go, who is blah, blah, blah? And I know exactly who it is. You know, she forgets she'll know the name, but the face, who is this? And I have to tell her, this is how.
No, for sure. But I really do think I think what's just kept us friends is the fact that we do have such a shared history.
Yeah.
We have a shared history that goes back to like the primal formative years of our life.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I don't think you can ever, that's like a little framework that you can never take away. Like that was like a
Right.
snapshot of our life that you can never get back. And they were such formidable years.
Glenview. We were in elementary school
we were in
together.
elementary
were
school.
in
We
middle
moved to
school
middle
together.
school together.
Yes, and high school.
We have so many shared memories
Yeah.
that I think
and people that we love. We love people.
and most importantly, I think that we both trust each other's heart and truth and have always known that, you know, through all of it, we were just
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like even when we weren't spending a lot of time together, we knew we were rooted in the same stuff. We were rooted in the same stuff.
Exactly.
And I say that all the time. There's nothing more important than when you're rooted in love, nothing else matters. And I think we were always kind of rooted in the same love.
Exactly.
The same love of our friends, the same love of our family, the same love of our foundation, of our Gilroy Foundation. It has always mattered so much to us. And I think when you're rooted in the same stuff, it creates a connection that you're just,
Unbreakable.
that's just unbreakable and you're so grateful for.
Yeah,
So,
and
and
we are, and we're together every week. Who would have thunk?
we would, I mean,
And we're physically here today together.
and also we have been
And I
talking,
see Jen's family, who I've known, but yeah.
and I mean, we have talked about, you know, dying in the same retirement home for 100 years now. Anyway, you guys, all right. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Generally Speaking. If you have been watching us on YouTube, please make sure you reach out and smash that subscribe button. If you have been listening on any of the other streaming platforms, please make sure you reach out and hit that follow button. Please make sure you leave us a message.
Let us know what you think about Travis and Gina.
Yes, please make sure you leave us a 5-star rating. We would love that. If you'd like to reach me on socials, you can reach me on TikTok at This Is Generally Speaking. If you'd like to reach me on Instagram, you can reach me at The Jennifer Snook. Chris, tell them where they can find you.
Christy Maid's Garage on Instagram.
This is the succulent queen of the South Bay, everybody. Please make sure you hit her up. If you would like to get your hands on some of this adorable Generally Speaking merch, I will leave the link in the description below. If you'd like to collaborate or have a question you'd like answered on the pod, you can reach me at jennifer@jennifersnook.com. We've loved spending this time with you guys, and until we are together again, stay rooted in love, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Happy weekend.